Hey guys, it's been a little bit. So I haven't really been on much. I've been going through a lot mentally. Um, somewhat my mental health has gotten better, but in the same sense, it hasn't. Um, so I was out with my friend today. Got off work at 9:15 ish. That's when I finally left. We went out to dinner. We pretty much did whatever for like 2.5 hours until her fiance picked her up. And I was watching a movie on Disney Plus. And out of nowhere, Austin decides to call me. He calls me when he wants to. Not when I want to, but when he wants to. Sorry, my hair does not want to cooperate with me right now. I need to get my hair done before I go on my big trip in about 3 weeks. So, if I didn't mention in my last video, I booked a trip to Japan to go visit my husband. Now, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know what I'm planning on doing. It's a surprise. So, I'm supposed to leave on March 23rd and come back on April 6th. Well, technically April 7th because of travel time. Because it's about a 24-hour flight there. So I fly from Columbus to San Francisco, California. Now, that'll be my first time on the West Coast. I've never been at the West Coast before. And then after San Francisco, I'll have a 2-hour and 17-minute layover in San Francisco. And then I'll be flying about 14 hours to Tokyo. Now, I've heard about the coronavirus. I've read on the United website the flight that I'm taking. It says that they've been suspending flights in like Tokyo, Narita. That's not where I'm going to be. I'm going to be in Haneda. I'm going to be at Haneda. But I'm going to keep a close eye on the flights to see if they suspend it or not. Which, honestly, I highly doubt they will because there has only been about, I think, a couple cases plus on that fucking cruise ship that it was telling me about. I read online. Other than that, I should be alright. I'm going to be starting my shopping in the next couple weeks. I'm going to start shopping about a week before I have to leave. Well, before I am leaving. I don't really have to leave, but I'm wanting to. I need to get away from all this bullshit that I'm dealing with here at home. It'll give me something that I never experienced before. But I was just saying about the flight. I'll be, like I said, from Columbus to San Francisco, 2-hour, 17-minute layover, and then I fly at 11:35, I believe, is when the plane to Haneda flies out. And then once I get to Haneda, I'll have a 2.5-hour layover there. And then from Tokyo, I'll be going to Naha, which is the small city in Okinawa. That's the only airport in Okinawa because Okinawa is only 70 miles long. I looked that up. I looked up how many miles long. Ow, I just bit my tongue. How many miles long is Okinawa? And it said that it is only 70 miles long, which is not very big. Yeah, Okinawa is really small. It's mainly a military base. It's pretty much the island for Marines, and I think sometimes Navy, I believe, but mostly Marines. Now, I didn't know a whole lot about it at the beginning when Austin originally got his orders over there. I didn't know a whole lot about Okinawa, so I did a little bit of research. My hair still does not want to cooperate with me, especially this little strand of hair. I was at work, I wasn't doing anything. I got all my cleaning done, and I did some research on Okinawa, including looking at how big it was. And I come to find out it was only 70 miles long. And I'm like, holy crap, it's very small. But I've seen some more islands with Japan that are smaller than Okinawa. Okinawa is actually one of the smaller islands. It's, like I said, it's more for military bases, especially for Marines and Navy, I believe. I'm not sure about Navy. I know a friend of mine, she's in the Navy, and she said she's been to Okinawa. And she claims that she helped my husband, like, I believe, physically for, like, his ankle or his back or something. I don't remember. It's been a while. I went to her going away party with a friend of mine. She and I went to a going away party because she wouldn't be back for a while. And I finally got to see her. I didn't see her for about maybe a year. It was like after I graduated high school, so it wasn't too terribly long. Me and my friend didn't stay for long. We went out for a while. We wanted to hang out. We don't get to hang out anymore, especially since some shit happened that I can't talk about. That's honestly the most personal thing I have with me right now that I do not put out there with anybody. Not even on my YouTube channel. Now, like I was saying, yes, I'm kind of paranoid about the coronavirus going around. It's because it originally started in China. I know that. I already knew. I didn't really care. It didn't cross my mind. I didn't think it was going to go through Japan, honestly. I mean, yeah, Japan's on the complete opposite side of Asia. From the map, it looks like it's on the right side. But when I do land in there, it'll be on my left. Okinawa's on my left. I mean, I'm going to keep track of all the flights that get suspended. It's a very good possible chance that they'll suspend mine while I'm in freaking San Francisco, possibly. I don't know yet. I don't know for a true fact yet. But I know I read on the United website, like I said, the flight that I'm taking, it says that they suspended a couple flights. They suspended flights in Tokyo, Narita, Shanghai, Osaka, some weird cities like that in Japan, like the main cities in Japan, like in mainland Japan. Now I'm kind of paranoid that they're going to suspend mine, but in the same sense, I don't really have anything to worry about. But yeah, I'm going to keep track of that. It shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't be too much of a hassle. Now, if I get to the airport, and they say, oh, your flight's been canceled, you'll have to wait for another one, or that they'll say the coronavirus is going around, we're not permitting anybody to leave the United States, and that will piss me off. I'm like, I booked this trip on February 22nd. Well, actually, no, February 21st. I put in my request for time off at work on the 22nd. Keep in mind, my manager still hasn't looked at my request. And that's frustrating me. But I guess I kind of understand the point. But, I mean, I'm kind of nervous to fly overseas because I've never flown overseas before. I'm pretty sure I'll be fine. I'm not too worried right now. Maybe within the next week or so. Maybe 1 or 2 weeks before I'm supposed to leave. I will keep updated on that. I'll even do my videos in Japan also. Give you a little bit of a sightseeing on what it looks like. Especially at the big airport at Haneda in Tokyo. Because, I think they're majorly going to disinfect the planes. I'm still going to put on a mask when I get on the plane just to be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. But if they say, oh, it's coronavirus free and blah, 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 I'm still not going to believe that. And, I'm going to probably be paranoid the whole entire flight. The whole 14-hour flight that I have to go through to go to Tokyo. But currently right now, I'm not worried. I'm not too concerned. I mean, my family's worried that I might contract it once I'm over there. And I even told my parents, I said, it's not contagious in Japan yet. Now, I booked that a month in advance before I planned it. And I'm hoping when Austin comes home, probably within the next month or two, either the end of this month, because now it's March 1st, because it's 1:37 in the morning, and I'm still up. But my friend's fiance didn't pick her up until about 1 o'clock. I did not get home until like maybe 15 minutes ago. But I said, why not? Why not just update my YouTube since I'm hardly on my phone anymore? My phone's not really that entertaining anymore, let me tell you that. I'm not, like, on my phone constantly anymore. I don't even really check my phone for text messages from Austin either. Lately, I'm getting stuffed up. Probably because the seasons are changing and it's very close to spring. Now, I get this Tuesday and Wednesday off, but this is the last 2 consecutive days that I'll get off in a row until I leave. And then other than that, I believe I get at least maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 4 days off. At least 1 day off a week. If not, if I'm lucky, 2. Because I know next week I'm only off. I know I'm off for 2 days. I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday. And then the week after that, I'll be off only on Tuesday. I'm not going to start my shopping until at least probably a week before I leave. Because my flight to San Francisco is at 7 a.m. So I have to be awake by 4 and be at the airport by 5. Well, no, I don't really have to be there by 5. I'm planning on leaving the house by 5 or whenever my dad decides to get ready. My dad's already prepared for it. Now, my dad is very protective of me because I'm his youngest daughter. I'm the youngest out of 4 daughters. Like I said, my sister Katie and I, we're biological sisters, and we are adopted. Now, my older siblings, like my half-sister, she is actually from my dad's previous marriage. That didn't last too terribly long. And then my parents got married, and they had 2 kids of their own, my oldest sister and my brother. And then about 2001, maybe, I was about a year and a half old when our adoption was finalized. But I came home straight after I was born, 2 days after I was born. I was perfectly healthy, like 5 pounds, 7 ounces, I believe. Yeah, I was a tiny baby. But then, look where I grew up to be. But besides the point. But yeah, I'm the youngest out of technically 5 kids, but 4 daughters. My brother is the only one who can carry on the last name since I'm the only one married right now, and I'm hoping my brother will have a son who will carry our last name on. And if they don't, our last name is gone forever after my brother dies. There will be no more Donenvilles ever in my family. I'm hoping my brother has a son. I want a nephew. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my nieces to death. My nieces are 13 and 5. My oldest sister, Ashley, she had an unplanned pregnancy with my niece, Kaylee. That was weird. The car just honked for no fucking reason. That just scared the crap out of me. But anyway, it was, I think she got pregnant in January. I assume she got pregnant in January of 2014. And then she had my niece in October. Yeah, that sounds about right. She got pregnant in January and had my niece in October. My niece was born October 15th, 2014. Now, my niece, Emma, she's from my half-sister. She's my absolute oldest sibling. Well, she's more my half-sibling, more than a real sibling. You know what I mean? They got divorced. My half-sister and her husband got divorced shortly after Emma was born. I believe maybe about 1 or 2 years after she was born, they got a divorce. And her ex-husband now got remarried, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe for about 4 or 5. We got to spend one weekend with them in, I honestly forget which year. But I know I was in my early teens. That's all I know. I was a teenager. Well, maybe-ish. Because her stepbrother is around my age. And we were about maybe 11 or 12, I believe. I don't remember. It's been a long time. But we got to spend a weekend there, like maybe a few days, or maybe even a week in Tennessee. I think it's Smithfield or Smithville, something around those lines. I honestly do not remember, but my niece's dad, Emma's dad, he rented a boat that had a slide on the top. We had a blast. I even got to ride on a jet ski. I love jet skis. Now, when I was younger, I used to not like jet skis. They scared the living crap out of me because of how many people fall off of it. Because I was terrified of deep water. Even though I swam in deep water before, because you know how deep lakes are. They're probably within maybe about 100 feet deep. Maybe a little less than that. Maybe even 50 feet deep. I honestly don't remember. It has to be deep enough for a boat to go on, so it's most likely around 100 to 150 feet deep. I was always terrified to swim in a lake. Even though I still swam in a lake when I was younger, because my mom and dad's friends who own a boathouse, kind of like a boathouse, I believe. Actually, it's called a lake house. They own one up at Indian Lake, Ohio. And we went there almost every summer. We had a lot of fun. I always got sunburned, like always, because I am too freaking pale. I mean, look, my hands, out of every part of my body, are the whitest part of my body, besides my forearms. Those were pretty much the most pale part of my body. Because I always had my body covered. But yeah, we always had fun. We went tubing. We did all that stuff. I was afraid to go tubing when I was younger, and then I tried it for the first time, and I had a blast. Pretty much now I'm telling you my life story, changing the topic right from going to Japan to pretty much my life. But it's okay. But growing up, I was not really that fully privileged. I didn't get my first phone until I was 13. And I see kids with these fancy-ass phones, like the kind that I have right now, the iPhone XS. I've seen a lot of kids have, like the newest phone that's out right now, the iPhone 11. I don't care for that crap. I didn't even consider getting the iPhone XS either. Because at first I didn't like the face recognition. And then as time went on and I got paid one day and I decided, you know what? fuck it, might as well. I was going to get the Max, but it would be too big for my small ass fingers, so I'm like, nope, going with the XS. And I finally got it, and I got it unwrapped, I got it in a case, I got it activated. Here we are. I've had this phone for almost a year. I love this phone. Even though sometimes it's a pain in the ass, I still love the phone. I just, honestly, I love Apple. I've had I've had the 5C, only really use that as an iPod. I actually did have an iPod. I had two. So that's Apple. Then I had an iPhone 5S, and then I had the 6, and then now I have the XS. Major upgrade, let me tell ya. I mean, there was nothing wrong with the 6 or the 5S. Well, the 5S was just really, really small. I can't deal with small much anymore. This phone is like 2 times its size. I don't even know where I put it. But it's actually, this phone is bigger than my 6. My iPhone 6 is right here. See, this was my iPhone 6. I used it for maybe about 6 months. I ordered it off Amazon, and I activated it right here at home. And then I went to Verizon one day, because I think my mom was getting a new phone. That or my dad was. And I said, you know what, I might keep it. And then my parents told me not to get a new phone. But I did. Best decision I ever made. But a lot of freaking payments that I have to make. Speaking of which, I have to make my credit card payment for my Best Buy credit card. Oh, shoot. That's how I got my Apple Watch. I bought it at Best Buy. That'll be another story for later. But, yeah. Pretty much you can say I'm more into Apple. And I've been talking a lot about my family life. I don't really go into too personal with that. Other than that, it's really nothing. I mean, now I'm going to actually switch topics for right now. For the next 8 to 10 minutes. Depends how long I want to keep my video going. But, yeah, my mental health, as far as that goes, it was better than what it was before. Even in the last month. I mean, the month of February. Even January. So for the last 2 months. Oh my god, it's been crazy. I mean, I had a good birthday. I turned 20 on January 5th. So that's that. It just got real crazy after my birthday happened. Austin became really... I don't even know what word to use, but I believe the best term that could be used is defensive. He got really defensive. And I hated it. I mean, I really hated it. This is Oscar. That's my little boy. Yeah, Austin got really defensive. And he became really short-tempered, and we fought a lot. We fought a lot throughout the whole month of January. For the remainder of January... I can't even speak. The rest of the month of January, for the remainder of the month, we fought constantly. I mean constantly. At least maybe 2 or 3 fights a week. Or if we are lucky, we wouldn't even fight for a week, and then we go back at it the next. We fought so much, it got to the point where he actually threatened divorce on me. I didn't. He threatened it on me. Because I pissed him off. All because of something extremely freaking stupid. I mean, it was so stupid that he got pissed off at me for it, but hell, I can't change it now. the past is the past. Honestly, great start to 2020, let me tell you. I didn't expect for Austin and I to fight so much. I thought we were going to be living in bliss up until maybe our 1 or 2 year anniversary of being married. But boy, was I wrong. I was so wrong. Shit started happening, and our marriage got worse from there. We started to seek marriage counseling when we only went to 1 session. But with our marriage counselor, he's also my therapist. And I've been seeing him at least every other week. Like, the next time I see him, I believe, is March 10th at 11 a.m. Thank God I'm off. Yeah, I'm off on the 13th of March and the 10th of March. I know that for a fact. I'm just ready for the next couple weeks to get it over with, especially the first full week of March. Because right now it is Sunday. Oh, so this is the first full week of March because Sunday is starting March 1st, which is today. See, my brain is not working. I can't tell my freaking days of the week. Sometimes if it's like Wednesday, I would think it's Tuesday. Or if it's Friday, and I think it's Thursday. My days are backwards. It's happened quite a bit. But yeah, the whole me and Austin fighting constantly thing, yeah, we fought constantly. And it didn't get better until after Valentine's Day. And it kind of pissed me off that he forgot Valentine's Day. That he forgot it for 2 years now. Until I remind him. And that's what really fucking pisses me off. And that pushes me off the edge. And I'm like, dude, why can't you just remember a freaking holiday? Surprisingly, he remembered my birthday. That was the only thing he remembered. That I didn't have to remind him for. And then I remembered his birthday. I was about to say fucking not say happy birthday to him, but knowing my dumbass, I did. I sent him a happy birthday. And that was pretty much it. Now, with the communication thing as that one goes, as I've talked about maybe a few videos ago, about Austin struggling to communicate with me, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's gotten better at that, but, he still has some stuff to work on, and I'm not saying I don't either. I know I got stuff to work on. But when I don't want to talk to him, he wants to talk to me. And vice versa. If I want to talk to him, he doesn't want to talk to me. Now, that's an ongoing issue. That's been going on for pretty much our whole relationship. If I wanted to talk to him, he won't talk to me. He doesn't want to talk to me. And if he wants to talk to me, I don't talk to him. That's pretty much how our relationship worked for a while. Until he joined the military. And then that was a whole fiasco. Our communication worsened from there. And then when he got to Japan, it got a shit ton worse. Let me tell ya. I get that the time zone is completely different. And that just made it a lot tougher on us. Okay. Something about my watch, about workout and shit. And I've been going back to the gym recently to better not just my mental health, but my physical health as well. And my husband was pissing me off saying, oh, you won't go through with the diet and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, watch me. And I know I haven't really followed through with the diet fully yet, but I'm trying. It's not easy to stay on a diet consistently, but I'm trying. Gotta give me that. He just doesn't see that I'm trying. He thinks I'm gonna slack. And that really pissed me the fuck off. But, I mean, Austin's doing better with his communication. It's just, whenever he wants to talk, he calls me without letting me know first. Like, if I'm doing something, or I'm at work, he'll just straight up call me if I don't answer. Now, if I text him back and he doesn't answer, I don't just go around and call. I don't do that shit. Never have. But him, on the other hand, ever since he got to Japan, all he ever wants to do is go out drinking with his friends or play video games instead of talking to me. And don't get me wrong, I love talking to him. I really freaking do. But, excuse me, sorry, had to move. But the other stuff that has been going on between us, our marriage is still struggling. We're still struggling pretty bad. So, I at least want to squeeze in maybe 1 or 2 more sessions of marriage counseling. No, I don't want to move to South Carolina right away. I think I made up my mind. I want to move down to South Carolina with him, start a new life, and blah, blah, blah. But in the same sense, I don't really want to live with his grandma. I don't really feel comfortable doing that. But it doesn't make sense as a married couple being separated from state to state. He would be living in South Carolina. I'd be living here in Ohio. We need to be together. If our marriage is to survive, we have to be together, regardless. But he's been pressuring me into decisions that I don't necessarily want to make, but he makes it really, really hard for me to do so. That's what he needs to lay off on. Pressure. That is one of our big ones right now. Pressure and communication. Communication has been our big one for the last year. Ever since he's been in Japan. And it's been over a year since he's been there. But we'll just have to see how it goes before we continue anything else. Whew. Man, I'm at the 32-minute mark. I didn't think I was going to make the video as long as I did. But yeah. I'm going to probably cut it off there. This is definitely my longest video yet. Over 30 minutes. This is the first video that I set over 30 minutes. But yeah. If you have any questions, if you need something to talk about, let me know in the comments below and I'll try to squeeze something in. And I'll talk to you guys whenever I get a chance and whenever I'm less busy, because now that the spring season's coming around, I'm going to be working quite a bit. So, I'll see you guys later on, and I'll get to you soon. See you later, guys.